Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another highly requested video, and this is my medical storage tour. So behind me is my medical storage. I'm going to start with this here, and then we're going to go into the bedroom where I keep all my big boxes full of stuff, and I have like another smaller drawer where I keep just other medical bits and bobs. So we're just going to start with this one and then go to the smaller one afterwards. Yeah, you guys really like these medical kind of videos because they are the most requested, and I asked you guys what would you rather see, my TPN setup or a medical storage tour, and it was like almost 50-50. So I promised that I would do this after I did my TPN video. My TPN video is up on my channel if you guys want to check that out. It will pop up on screen and it will be in the description, so you can go check that out. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video and let's start with these drawers. So for the majority of the video, I'm probably going to be holding the camera like this. You're not going to be seeing much of my face, just because I want to kind of, you know, show you guys what's in the drawers. So this is from IKEA, and this is from IKEA, and everything else is like just like medical stuff. So I got this little tray to do my medications on. So if you actually look on top here, I have my little pill box, which you guys have seen in my other videos, and then I've just got some little pots that I mix my medications in, and I clean these out like daily, and I also clean the syringes, and I change these weekly, but I have a big box of these in the bedroom, so yeah, there's that. Then I have some like hand antibacterial stuff, sterile water to put down my tube for my medications, and then I just have some TB wipes. I don't really know, Diversity is the brand, and that's to wipe down all the surfaces and stuff before we use things. And then in here is my little zebra bag. It's like a little travel bag. It's like a little travel bag, and in here I just keep like a this was antibiotics, but I cleaned it out and now it's just got sterile water in there, so I can carry it around. And it's got like a little child lock so it doesn't like drip everywhere. I have a little tablet crusher in here, some more medication pots, and then I've just got some little tablet things with medications in them. And then I have my drainage tube, which goes into my stomach, and then I have my medication tube, which goes into my intestines. And those are just kept in this bag so that if I'm going out somewhere, I can just grab this, put it in my handbag, and you know, I've got my medication in here, so when I'm out I can do the medication whatever I need at that time. If I'm due it, I can do it while I'm out and about, and it's in like a little carry-on bag. That's pretty much everything that's on the top. And then in here, you guys have seen these. If you have watched my TPN setup video, you would have seen these before. These are just some blue plastic trays which Tom and I use to put all of our stuff, like before we set up the sterile field for my TPM. We put all the things that we're going to need in these trays, and yeah, that's pretty much just they use to put things in and carry things around and whatnot. Next we have this drawer, and this is from IKEA. I think they're called the Alex drawer set. I can't remember. If I can find the exact name, I will link it down below. And this is also from IKEA, but I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just like a little, some sort of like tray to put on your lap, but I use it as a medication tray. So we're gonna start with the bottom drawer and work up, I think. So in the bottom drawer, and also guys, if you have seen my my medical delivery unboxing video, you probably would have seen these drawers anyway, but for those of you that haven't seen that video or don't want to watch it, well, we're kind of gonna re-go through them, I guess. So yes, we have my IV fluids. This is just what I use to keep me hydrated. I run them every second day, and it's plasma light, which means it has like all sorts of like different electrolytes and stuff in there. You can kind of see if I focus on it. Sodium, magnesium, potassium, all that kind of thing. So that's what that is. And then here to the side, I have a random NG tube, which is a nasal tube that I used to use to drain my stomach before I had my surgical one. So that's what that is. I think it's a 12 French. Oh no, it's a 10 French, which is pretty big. Anyway, moving on. Next drawer we have dressing packs. Now we use these as a sterile field for my TPN, and like I said, that video will be linked down below if you want to go watch it. So when I was saying that we store things in the blue trays, like that will go in there, and like the syringes and anything else that we need to set up the sterile field, so we can get everything like prepped before we actually do it. So this drawer is full of dressing packs, and it says on there, if you want to pause it and you guys can read, but it says like what you get in a pack. Moving on, in this drawer we have giving sets, which are these things here, and this is the tubing, the IV tubing that connects from my TPN bag to me. So if you can imagine what my TPN bag looks like, it connects from that to my line, and that is the tubing that we use to connect from the bag to me. So we have a big drawer of those. Next is my drawer full of medications. So I'm not going to go through it medication by medication, but at the back I've got things like paracetamol, stuff like that. We have anti-sickness, my heart medications on this side, my EpiPens, my motility medication for my stomach, so it's meant to speed up my motility, my sleeping meds. Then I have my much more stronger painkillers, they're more like controlled drugs, laxatives, stuff like that. These are like antispasmatics, so they stop your like intestines from spasming. Antidepressants, and then this side I have like my potassium, and I have all my like antihistamines and my mast cell medications and stuff like that. And then at the very front I said I had anti-sickness here. I've also got some more anti-sickness at the front. So that is that. Then above that we have my dressings and kind of needle drawer. So here we have a bunch of Churlock. This is also Churlock, and that's what sits in my line, the line that goes in my heart. It's what sits in this when I'm not using it, to stop it from clotting or any blood's clotting inside or around the line. So that sits, you just put like a few mils in and that sits in the line. So if I ever run out of these, I have backup, which I have to draw up myself. Like if I show you guys what these look like, they're like little ampules or vials, I suppose, of liquid. So this is what they're like, little vials of liquid that you draw up and put in your line. Then I have a bunch of these little syringes and needle tips. These green ones are used to draw up the solution like the Churlock. And then the orange ones are used to actually inject into yourself. And I have Buscopan injections, which is what I showed you earlier when I said about the antispasmodic medication that stops your intestines from spasming. That's called Buscopan, which was prescribed by my intestinal failure doctor. And these, I inject that into my leg each night. So there's that. Then we have just some random like dressings and that kind of thing, just plasters and stuff. Then over here we have split drainage dressings, which I use for my feeding tube, so there's that. Then in here we have little swab sticks, which what we use for my when we're doing my dressing change. And then we've got some cleansing wipes, again that's for my TPN and stuff. Then we have some tape, like medical tape, scissors, and then we have some plasters which I use to put over when I inject my injections, just to stop them from bleeding. Got some little cute unicorn ones. Someone actually sent that in my PO box, it's so cute. And then here we have chlorhexidine, that's it, and I use that to like clean my hands and stuff like that when I'm around my stuff when I use my catheters, so that's what I use for that. And then lastly, in the top drawer we have the syringes that have sterile saline in them, and again that is used for like my TPN and stuff. So that's everything in that drawer. And then we're going to go into the bedroom, which is in here, and I'm going to show you these little drawers down here. So at the back we have a little medical file which has a bunch of my medical letters, diagnoses, results like from my gastric emptying scans, stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that, that's just at the back in case you're wondering what that is. Okay, so we're going to start in the bottom drawer, and move upwards. So in the bottom drawer I have a huge thing of vomit bags because, as you can imagine, I go through these like anything. I also have a big one of these in my bedside drawer because it's easy access for me. Then I just have in this side like just a bunch of random things. There's not really a place for these, so just things that don't fit anywhere else. So we got some aqua ear, swimmer's ear, like eardrops, because Tom, when he used to do swimming, like, used to get a lot of like ear issues, so he used that. We have some Germaline, which is just like an antibacterial, antiseptic cream that you put on like cuts and stuff like that. We have some Stingo's gel, which is for like mosquito bites, stuff like that. We have some Vapor Rub. I usually put that on my chest at night if I'm feeling a bit chesty. Bio oil. We have some wee strips. So if I think I have a urine infection, I can test it, and then if it shows certain things, I can go to my doctors and actually send off a culture, because obviously I use catheters to go to the toilet, which I'll get to that because they're in the top drawer, and because of that I suffer with quite frequent urine infections, so that's why I have those. Got some paracetamol, some ibuprofen. These are the little ear thermometer things. This is just a spare pack. The other one's in the bedroom. And then we have, I think that's like mosquito spray, yep. And then we have some Hydrolite. This is just the blackcurrant flavour, and I used to mix that with my feed. I don't really do it now unless I'm running just normal fluids. So that's pretty much everything in that drawer. Moving on, this drawer is my like feeding tube drawer, I suppose you could call it. So in this little box here we have the tips for the syringes so they can fit onto the end of my feeding tube. So we just got a little box of tips, and then we've just got like a bunch of different sized syringes. So we've got like small ones here that are 20 mils, and then we've got some bigger ones which are 60 mils. Then I just have like a random thing of glucose gel which I use to treat low blood sugars. I don't really like this flavour anymore. Like, I've kind of gone off it because I had like 3 whole packs, and they're like, you get like 30 in a pack. But it's the fruit punch flavour. Now I use like strawberry dissolvable tablets that just go on your tongue to treat my blood sugars. But yeah, so I've got some glucose gel, some more tips and just random ends for my feeding tube, and just like connectors and stuff like that. We have another thing of the thermometer things in there as well, and then this is a connection for my actual feeding tube. This is a spare one that the hospital gave me, so when my other one kind of gets a bit gross, I have this one which looks a bit different to my other feeding tube connections that I have, but I have a spare one if I need it. Then I have giving sets for my feed, which I'm not really on feed too much at the moment. I'm on a very small volume. And then I have a bottle for my feed. The rest are in storage. I just keep one of each in here. I've got some paper towels, just in case you don't know, you might need them. We have a little urine pot which was gave to me by my doctor in case I felt symptomatic, so I could test my urine and then give a sample and then take it to the doctors to get it sent off. So I just got that in case I need it. I used to have a lot more, but once I run out, she always gives me a bunch. Then I have some cream which goes around my tube site to stop it from, like, protect the skin around it. Cavilon cream. I've got a bunch of inhalers and stuff in here. These are just spare ones. I have like the ones that I use in my bag and stuff. And then I have a bunch of just empty syringes or whatever. Don't know, you might need them. And then I have one that hasn't been used that we dropped on the floor, so it can't be used to set up my line, but you can use it to like wash out a wound or irrigate your eye or something. I don't know, but it's there in case. And then I have this which you use to clean your tube. I'm not exactly sure how you use it because they gave it to me at the hospital but didn't show me how to use it, so I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, I just keep that in there. And then lastly we have the top drawer, which there isn't too much in here. Just a few little bits. Okay, so on the left we have some catheters. These are the ones that I use. They come lubricated, and they are called the Speedy Cath by Coloplast, just like the normal female ones, and they are 12 French. These are my favorite ones that I've tried out of all of them. I used to use the Speedy Cath compact ones, but I found out that they actually don't empty your bladder properly, so I switched to these and I've been using these ever since. As you can see, I'm running low. I don't have too many left, but I am due a delivery today actually, so hopefully they will arrive today. I have some bio patches. These are like little blue, let me show you, little patches that go around your central line. So when I do a dressing change, I have the option of putting on a dressing that I have on at the moment, which has, like, if you guys can see that little orange square or rectangle, that is a bio patch. So I have the option of putting this one on, which comes with the bio patch included, or you put one of these around your little insertion site and then you just put like a clear dressing over the top. I will do a video on my dressing change at some point if you guys want to see that. Let me know in the comments. Then we have a bag of bungs, like B-U-N-G-S, bungs. I'll put it on the screen because my accent makes it sound weird. But that is the tip on the end of my line, the blue thing. That has to be changed once a week, so I've got a bag of those. And then lastly, at the bottom, we have another giving set, except this is the ones that they use at the hospital. This doesn't actually fit into my pump, but we just have this as a spare in case I ever need to go into the hospital, because this fits into the machines in the hospital. And if for whatever reason the ward doesn't have any, because that has happened before where the ward had to go and get some sent from somewhere else, so if that happens, then we've got a spare. So if I have one of these packed into my hospital bag, and it's always here in case we ever need it. So that just sits at the bottom underneath the bungs. I know some people have a different name for it, and the bio patches just sit at the back. And that is pretty much it for my medical storage. And this, it was actually from IKEA as well. And again, if I can find it, I will link it in the description. But yeah, just a little small set of drawers. I used to just keep my medications in here, but after we got the other drawers, the Alex drawers that I showed you guys earlier, it had like a bigger drawer, and I thought, why have a, like, you know, a whole thing of drawers when I can just put all of my medication in the one drawer. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below and join our little family. Thank you so much for your love and support, guys. It literally means the world to me. And let me know in the description if you would like to see a video on my dressing change, and I can do that for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Love you guys to bits, and I will see you in my next video.